come sitting on your heels if you can, if that's an option for you. Wrap your fingers together behind your back. Lift the heart, lengthen the spine, drop the shoulders down, relax the face. We're going to exhale, take the forehead to the floor as you lift your arms as high as you can above your back. And then inhale, you come back up again. And you can even do a little bit of a stretch and a back bend when you come back up. And then exhale, you fold down, forehead touches the ground, arms lift as high as they can. Doesn't have to be fast. Inhale back up. Stretching, opening. Exhale. You want to go faster, you may. The next time you go down, stay down with your forehead on the ground with the arms lifted. Just rest there, arms up in the air. Long, deep breaths. And then you're going to roll over your forehead and look to the right. So you're rolling your head to the left and you look to the right, but keep the arms lifted. And then roll back on your forehead, keep your arms lifted, and they tip to the side. You're rolling over your forehead slowly as your arms go from side to side, little forehead massage. Keep the arms lifted, lifting higher. You're going to release the hands down as you come back to the center. And pause. Let your arms come back beside your feet. And palms face up. Now, be careful if there's lower back issues and the lower back is weak. I don't really want you to do this hard, what I'm about to do next, because you're rounding your lower back. So if the lower back is weak, I want you to be very careful doing this. What you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and hold your heels. So your hands hold your heels. And your head tucks into your knees. So you're rounding your back. Be very careful if there's a back issue. And we're going to lift the hips in the air. This is called rabbit pose. Lift your hips in the air. And you can go back and forth a few times. Notice what's happening. Then we're going to come back up again. And for the people who have lower back issues, one of the ways you can rectify or help or put the hips back in place is to stretch the front. So we're going to work on lengthening from pubic bone up to the heart. You're going to lean back a little bit. You're going to lean back, but your chest is really arching up. And it's your chest coming up towards the ceiling and yourself making it longer in the front. The neck can stay neutral. So you don't need to take your neck all the way back because then you shut off energy. And it can also make you nauseous. Ooh, that's fun. So you can keep your chin tucked in And if it feels okay to go back, you're allowed to. And now twist a little to the right. And then twist a little to the left from your hips. You can kind of keep the length going. And then you're going to come back to neutral again, just sitting on the heels. You may need something a little softer, a blanket, or you can just flip your mat up, because we're going to come up on the heels, or on the knees, I'm sorry. You're on your knees. And so if it hurts your knees, flip your mat once or twice, or be on a blanket, or you never need to push the kneecaps hard. Long deep breaths, lengthen, hands are on the hips. And I want us just to stay in a plank. So we're not really arching yet. You're going to go back just in a plank so that your stomach needs to work a little bit. Keep your neck neutral. And so you're just leaning back and everything sort of turns on so that you don't, and then you just come back to the center. And then you lean back as if you're a plank leaning back, and you feel your body just kind of goes, whoa, you gotta like hold on. And then come back to the center. So the hips are going back as well. I just want you to do that a few times. Stay with your breath. Do one more. And if you need to take a child's pose in between, you can do that, or just pause. When we do a back bend, when we do camel pose, your hips are supposed to your hips stay where they are. Your hips stay above the knees. So the hips stay above the knees. You could even do this facing a wall so that your hips are smack up against the wall and you keep them there. That's an option to try it. But just try and keep your hips above your knees when you do this. And what you're doing is taking your chest up towards the ceiling. So this part, the lower part of your body, stays as long as possible. I'm not just folding over and pushing my hips forward. Keep your hips above your knees when you do it. And so what you're going to do, you can start with the hands on the knees, and you can start just by reaching the chest up. The neck stays neutral. And that means that your head goes back because your spine goes back. And you're just going to go back, lifting up as high, lengthening the front. There should be no pain in the back when you do this. Now you're going to come back up to neutral again. If you feel like you want to go into child's pose for a few breaths, you can just let the back go the other direction. We're going to do this a few times. So when you're ready, and I'm not going to tell you when you have to do it, I'm going to say just come back up and do it again. Go back, but you try and keep your hips above your knees. You're stretching the front and the neck is neutral. Try and look at the wall behind you. And then you come back and you go into child's pose. These are heart openers. And so if I'm really tight on the front of my body, it's not going to let me go back. The other thing that has to happen in order for you to let go in a back bend is your stomach has to release. If you're holding onto your stomach, there's no way you're getting back. We're going to do it again. If you can go further, you put your hands here. There's an option of bringing your toes up and touching your heels. That's an option. Or having your back feet flat, hands on the heels. That's an option. So I want you to find if you can go back a little further, but keep your hips above your knees. Keep stretching the front. Keep the neck neutral. The head does not need to go back. The chin can stay tucked into your chest. And you lie down and grab the back stretch. In both instead, so it's less pressure. We're going to do it again. Take a child's pose in between if you like. I'm giving an option if this one isn't working for you and it's just not going to happen, to lie on your stomach, reach back and grab your feet and try and lift. We're going to do it again, and we're going to add breath of fire. Yay! Whatever option you choose. Hands on hips, grabbing heels, or lying on your stomach and lifting in bow pose. Keep your neck neutral. Get here, and if there's no inflammation in the body, no high blood pressure, start a breath of fire here. Keep going. Try and lengthen the front more. Try and stretch the front side more. And believe me, I'm doing this so nothing will ever bother you again. Keep going. Seconds, come on. Sound in the back of the throat. 3, 2, 1. Come out. Child's pose, maybe. Long deep breaths. Notice energy. It's about the energy. Everything you do is to notice how energy's flowing. If it's uncomfortable, if you're frustrated with it, if it makes you angry, you're heading the right direction. If you have a sharp stabbing pain, you're injuring yourself. Adjust. Get out. Do something different. But if it's just a little uncomfortable, and you're not injuring yourself, stay. Don't listen to your mind, what it says is okay at that moment, what isn't. See if you can stay out of expansion. I'm not saying beat yourself up. I'm saying there's a very fine line. Gently, you're going to make your way up onto your knees again. If you're stable, I want you to take your right leg out to the side. And your foot is flat on the ground. Don't overstretch your knee. So if I rotate my leg, my right leg up a little bit, so I'm rotating my leg out. I can't hyperextend my knee if I do that. If I rotate my leg in, I can hyperextend and push back. I don't want to do that. So I actually want you to rotate your right leg a little bit so that it's almost rotating out or up and back, okay? So then it gets more active and more stable. Stay, breathe. Rotating right leg out, lengthen the spine. And we're gonna keep the upper body in one plane. So you're not leaning forward or back, and you're gonna slide your right arm down past your right knee. Keep your spine long. Your left arm can stay on the hip. If you have a little more space, the left arm can go up. Keep rotating, right leg up and out. If you need to adjust the foot, don't overstretch the ankle either. Make sure you're stable. Lengthen the belly even more. Lift the heart. If there's pain in the back and you lengthen the belly, you lengthen the front, the pain will get less. Usually. On the inhale, come back slowly. Stay in the pose. Just come back to neutral. Make sure your knee is soft enough under the left kneecap. If you need more cushion, you can do that. Don't lean front or back. Same thing. Now left arm goes down, right arm goes up. Trying to stay stable here. Rotating right leg out and up. Get stable. Lengthen the front. Lift the heart even more. How can you adjust? And breathe. Don't hold your breath. Try not to put too much weight into the hand on the ground if you have it on the ground. Use your body. Hold the weight. Get stable. And then come back up again. Pull the right knee back in. Maybe you have to come onto your hands to do that. Get stable. Take a breath. Maybe you sit on your heels or take a child's pose for a moment. Notice the energy. Relax the face. Don't fight. Don't fight what's happening. Allow things to get messy. Allow it to be difficult. Allow things to fall apart. Because then you have a new space to grow. Come back up again. Get stable. Left leg goes out to the side. Rotate left leg up and out so that you don't overextend or hyperextend that left knee. Adjust the foot if you need to. See where you are. Get stable. Lengthen the front. So from chest lifts up and you get the natural curve in your back even better. Keep that. Try and be stable. Left arm starts to slide down. You can either keep your hand on your hip or raise the right arm up. Keep rotating. Leg out. Keep lengthening the front side. It's not about reaching your knee or your toe. It's about expanding out as much as you can, expanding out in every direction. So see if you can expand out in any direction any further. Can you lift the crown of your head up even more? Can you reach your arm out? Can you reach your leg away? And you expand in every direction and then you take a deeper breath into it. Don't hold your breath. Long deep breath, one more. Keep rotating leg out, don't hyperextend the knee. And as you inhale, coming back up again, keep the leg out to the side. Pause for a second, just get back to neutral. Lengthen, crown of the head up, keep the spine long, and then we go the opposite direction. Not leaning forward or backward, right arm goes down, maybe you keep the hand in the side. And try not to just lean down. If you're touching the ground, you're probably leaning forward. You don't need to touch the ground because I want your body to have to work. And I'm so flexible, I would just rather fold over and lean. Not a smart thing for me to do because I'm too flexible and not strong enough. Maybe the left arm goes up in the air. Oh, can I make more length? If your neck is tight, rotate your shoulder forward a little bit so that your elbow comes a little bit more to the front and then the neck will release more. What direction can you expand out into? How can you get bigger? How can you stop fighting the pose instead? Straighten your elbow if you can, just so that energy runs better out of your arm. One more breath, lengthen, expand, and then on the inhale, float back, watching energy. Making your way back, maybe your hands have to come to the ground to pull the knee in, see what works for you. And then you go back into child's pose or sitting on the heels, whatever works for you. Take a few long, deep breaths there, get back to neutral.